Everyone, happy Monday. My name is Laura Milligan, and I thank you for joining me today on this Facebook Live. It is Monday afternoon, and I usually go live almost every month, pretty much every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So I appreciate you joining me today. If you're here, give me a shout out. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're doing today. I just love to hear from you. Let me just double check here to make sure I've connected. I don't always trust myself with technology, but I am getting better. There's definitely a learning curve. Um, all right, so I'm going to start out today by giving away the cards, the 3 cards that I created last week on my Facebook Lives. They featured the Blackberry Beauty Suite, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous suite. I think everybody agreed. The paper, the products in that suite are just beautiful. So I will do that in 1 second, and then I have some other. I have 2 cards that I'm going to make for you today. So let me switch down. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Becky. Thank you for joining in. Hi, Judy. Judy Milligan. It's good to see you, Judy. Judy's husband is my husband, Rich's cousin. So I guess I don't know what we are, Judy. Kissing cousins, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, so it's always good to see you, Judy. Becky, Colleen, thank you for watching today. So these are the 3 cards that I made last week, and they, like I said, they feature the Blackberry Beauty Suite in the mini catalog, and I was mainly highlighting the designer paper. So this was the first card that I made, and this was based on a card that I received from a friend of mine, and she just used the designer paper as the card base and just created a very simple front. And then of course when you open the card, you can see the inside of the back side of the designer paper. Super simple. So this one is going to Debbie. Debbie usually hops on if she can on her lunch break. So Debbie, this is for you. This one, another beautiful one, and I used the dies. This was a stepped up version. These were the basic border dies, and I'm actually going to be using them today, a different die from this set on a card that we're going to be making today. And this one is going to Wendy. Wendy, I have your address, so I will get that to you. And then this one was very simple. I just cut this from a piece of the designer paper, and then these were from the really cool ephemera pack. And then of course the beautiful sparrow, and I love her, the detail on her, she's just beautiful. So this card is going to Colleen. So Colleen, you are watching, so this will be coming your way. And so let me just show you, I'm kind of switching gears here today. I've been making, the past couple weeks I've been showing you some things that are really beautiful and love the beautiful things, but this week I'm going with a little bit of a more cutesy stamp set, which is equally as adorable and equally fun to stamp with. I think you will really like these projects. Hi, Myra. Hi, Sarah. Yes, we have the sunshine here as well. That's always good. And good to see you, Myra. So the stamp set I'm using today is in the mini catalog on page 63. It's towards the end, and it is called Joyful Life. And it features these cute little critters, I guess I would call them, and then some cute word sets. I love how Stampin' Up! Used, these are the picture this dies, and I love how they used those to just show parts of the little critters. And then of course the hedgehog, what's not to love about her? She's just adorable. So let me show you the project. Oh, and you know what, I marked another thing in my catalog. Oh, okay, Colleen, you can come. Colleen, that'll be great. I'll save it for you for then. So I wanted to show you one of the papers that I'm using today is on page 9, and it is the Craft 6x6 paper pack. Let me pull that in. This is Craft paper, and it seems like we used to have this. It's almost like that craft paper. It's heavier. It's cardstock weight, but it's almost like that craft paper you get to wrap like mail packages with. Really, really nice. And you know, it's always nice to have new things and new papers. So that's what I'm going to use part of that for my first project. So I am going to make a little gift card. I love to give coffee gift cards. They're great to send to my daughters, their friends. I made up a bunch of them for my daughter Faith, who is a brand new teacher. She wanted to have some like teacher little thank yous to give, and so we made up some little gift cards for her to include like a Starbucks gift card in. So anyway, I think everybody likes coffee. So I am going to use, for this gift card, this is one of the note cards and envelopes, and I've already stamped on the envelope, but these come in a pack of 20. You get 20 note cards and 20 envelopes. They're a little bit smaller than the normal size. Hi, Tanae. They're a little bit smaller than the normal size card we would send. Like, let me pull this in. You can see it's quite a bit smaller, but they are big enough that you can put them in the mail, so that's good. So I am just starting with this. I believe you get a pack of the note cards and envelopes, 20 cards already scored with the matching envelopes for like $8, $7 or $8. So that's really good. All right, so I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer here, and I am going to cut down. I'm gonna create a pocket. So I'm gonna cut down on my score line, and I'm just taking the score line. Right here is like the cutting track. So I'm just lining up the score line of this card right on the cutting track. And, oh wait, you know what? I need to do it this way. I'm gonna bring it down here so I can read the numbers so that I do it the right way. So I'm gonna line it up down here. And what I'm gonna do is take my cutting blade and go all the way down to 2 1/4. And there are little, I don't know, like little areas here. That's where I'm going to keep my eye on that, because that's where my blade is. So I'm going to just follow along, and here's where I'm going. And I'm just going to get that to right there. That looks pretty good. Go back up. And then I'm just going to go across and line this up again and just cut that off. And hopefully I got it. Yep, I did pretty good. Just snip that off. Okay, so then you can see how I have a little pocket. I'll set my trimmer aside. And so now what I'm going to do is just take a little piece of this craft paper and put that on the front here. And I'm just going to do this with my Tombow glue. Yeah, this is a great size card. I remember one time at Stampin' Up, there was a man that was, I think he was the head of the art department, super talented man, and he said, he was funny, and he said, you know, sometimes you don't want to use a bigger size card, you might just want to write, you know, a short little note to someone, and this kind of thing fits the bill. He actually said that when his wife is mad at him, sometimes he just wants to have a small card and say, I'm sorry, honey. Anyway, all right. So the next part of this is to take, I took some of our Regal's 6x6 designer paper stack, and this is the Cajun Craze print. I actually cut it, it's 6x6, so I cut it at 3 inches. So that gave me a 3x6 inch panel, and then I cut that in half. So you could actually get 4 cards out of this. So I'm just going to put this at the top. It was kind of hard to decide which one of these I wanted to use. I love this pattern, but I kind of like the plaid with this card. So I'm going to go ahead and just center this here. Okay, now I'm going to take some tear and tape, and I'm just going to put my tear and tape along this side here and here. This side is already part of the fold, so I don't need to put any there. That's already enclosed. So I'm just going to go close to the edge here and across the bottom. This will keep my gift card from falling out. Hi Debbie, good to see you. You actually won one of the cards today. So I will get it in the mail to you today or tomorrow. So I'll pull this off. Okay, so you can see I've created a cute little pocket there. All right, now I'm going to take the little leaf stamp here, leaves, and I'm going to stamp them with Crumb Cake ink onto this craft color just to add a little subtle interest to the base of this. Just going to fill in some of these around the edge here, just because it's cute. Okay. All right, so I just sort of filled that in. Okay. Now I'm going to take this. This is a die. Let me pull this in because I like to show you what dies I'm using. These are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. This is kind of a go-to for me. I pull these out all the time, and for this card I pulled out the second to largest and cut this stitched scalloped rectangle shape. This has all these rectangles and then also some really cute label shapes. So that's what I used for that. So I'm going to just take this little pig who is so cute and stamp, I think it's a boy. And I'll put her kind of in the middle. Just like that. So cute. Okay, I have that. And then I'm going to, below her, I'm going to stamp For You. Just like that. And then I'm going to just let this dry a minute. It doesn't take long, but I'm going to put my ink away. She's just cute, and I thought I made another thing, which I'll probably share towards the end of this week on my blog. I won't be going live on Thursday this week because I'm preparing for an artist showcase that my neighbor is holding, or my neighborhood's hosting, and I am one of the artists that is being featured, so I'll be preparing for that. So I wanted to add some color. I mean, he is pretty cute like this, but I wanted to add some color. So let me pull in my Stampin Blends. And I tried a couple different pinks for him. I guess I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I always think everything's a girl. But I'm going to use, my favorite color was the light petal pink. I didn't want my pig to be too pink. Okay, so I'm just going to add some color. I'm not putting color behind where the glasses are because I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Hi Jean, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. Okay, and I'm going to add this petal pink to her nose. I guess I should ask you all, what do you think? Is this a girl pig or a boy pig? I guess it doesn't matter, it's just a cute pig, right? I'm going to color this cute little pig in, and her little cute legs. I'm going to add some more color again to her nose and the insides of her ears, if I can kind of highlight those a little bit. Okay. And add some more color along here. Okay, she's looking pretty good. Pretty cute little pig there. Okay, then I want to do Crumb Cake. And let's see, this is dark Crumb Cake. And I'm just going to add a little color to her little travel coffee mug. You're right, Myra. I guess the person that receives the card can decide if she's a boy or a girl. Okay, now I'm just going to add some color to her scarf, and I'm using, this is light pumpkin pie. And then I'll do the stripes. This is Light Cajun Craze. I always like to use the finer tip on my blends. I just feel like for me, I can control them better. The brush tip is just a little bit too big for me, unless I'm doing a really big area, but I just normally use the little brush tip. Okay, so she is so, don't you think she's cute? And then I tried a couple different things with her glasses. You know what, I'm gonna bring my Petal Pink out again. I'm gonna add a little bit of shading under her arm here, just to give that a little bit more dimension. I'll go along here again. Okay. What I try to do is anywhere that maybe there would be a shadow created, I go back in and add a little bit more color. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I tried a couple different things with her glasses, and I tried like some lighter colored blends, but what I found I liked best was my Wink of Stella, because they made the glasses kind of sparkly. I tried Smoky Slate, and it almost looked like she had sunglasses on, which would actually be kind of fun. But I don't know if you can see this, probably not, but her glasses are sparkly because of the Wink of Stella. And then I thought, you know what, why not? Let's just make her nose sparkly as well. So she is just a cute little sparkly pig. Put some more on there. I don't think you can overdo the Wink of Stella. It's just fun. So there that is. And then to finish this up, I'm just going to take my little holder, and I'm just going to pop this right on there like that, and I'm going to use dimensionals. But what you want to be sure to do is only put the dimensionals on the bottom. You want to leave this open to slide the gift card. Yeah, Wink of Stella is always a good thing, right, Debbie? We love our Wink of Stella. So I'm just putting 4 dimensionals on the lower part of this little panel here. I know I'm going to be making up some more of these. My girls love pumpkin spice lattes, and I think it's getting to be that time of year. So there is the card, and then I wanted to add some ribbon. So I need to find here's my gingham ribbon. I'm just going to tie a bow. Just do a little bit of a bow, and I'll snip the ends a touch. And then I'll attach this with a glue dot. Just put our little bow right there. And then to finish this up, I'm going to add one of the matte black dots, excuse me. And I'm just going to put that right, I'm going to use, I think, one of the bigger ones. And just put it right there. Whoops. Okay. And then all you have to do is take your little gift card and just slide it right in your pocket. And it's cute because the little pig panel kind of hides it. So there you have that. And what I love about this, well, one of the things I love about this, I think it's really cute, but it does fit in a regular size envelope. And like I said, you can put this in the mail. I don't even think you'd have to add any extra postage to this. As long as it weighs an ounce, you can just use a regular stamp. So there is that. And like I said, I've already stamped a few leaves. Oh, and you know what? The other thing I was going to show you too. So just real quickly, I've done this before, and I think you all probably know this. But so when I had my 6x6 designer paper, I cut it at 3 inches. And it was a 3-inch square that I put behind this on the back of my little pocket. So I have this piece left, so I could either use this to make more of these, but the other thing that's fun to do is to just dress up your flap. So I'm just going to put some Tombow on, just on the edges of this. This part I want to get pretty close to the fold there. How can you not love this pig? Like, wouldn't it just make you happy? I would be happy if somebody sent me a card with this cute pig on it. Okay, so now, so this is the back side, and all you have to do is follow the shape of the envelope flap. And I know I've showed you this before, but I think sometimes we forget about some of these things, and this is a great thing to do with, you know, if you have leftover odds and end pieces of designer paper. It's just, whoops, it's just fun to make a cute little coordinating envelope. So here is our card, and then here's the envelope, and how adorable. So let me know what you think. Show me some, oh yeah, so Debbie knows one stamp is correct. She's a mail carrier, so she knows more about that than I do. Okay. So now that's my first card. What do you think? Give me some hearts, like Lucy said. Show us some love. That's always fun to see those hearts and love going up. So thank you. Now I have a treat for you today. I have another card that I want to show you, and using the same stamp set. And I have twisted the arm of my very talented friend Renee. She is a behind the scenes kind of lady, and she, like I say, she and Sandra always make me look really good. They help me a ton. My business would not run as smoothly without them, and I adore both of them, and they put up with all my crazy ideas all the time. But anyway, the next card had a lot of coloring with blends, and so I convinced my friend Renee to actually walk us through how to create this next card, and I know you're going to love it. I'm super excited. So Renee, come on over. She's only going to show her hands. Sometime we'll get all of her in here, but nope, no, you're just going to be, that's all they can see right there. She wanted to make sure you couldn't see her, but she is the cutest thing ever. You want to see her. She's adorable. All right, so we're going to start with, I'll show them this when we're all done. So we're going to start, this card features this adorable bear, and we're going to go ahead, I'm going to get out of Renee's way here so she can stamp. We are using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and this is kind of a good way because I can just talk and Renee does all the work. Let's get you, yeah, there we go, okay. So she is stamping the bear in the Tuxedo Black ink, and this is just a quarter panel, 4 by 5 1/4. And she's just going to go ahead and stamp
and a little bit of an angle.
Little bit of an angle. Look how cute he is. Okay, so now, do you want to talk, Renee, or do you want me to? Do you want to tell him how you did that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I just used a 5 1/4 by 2 inch piece of the DSP. And
is that from the Regals stack as well, or?
I think this is Pear Pizzazz.
Okay, so it's Pear Pizzazz, whatever family that's from. I don't know right now either.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then use that. So
this is the basic Borders die, and this one we thought looked like a hill. Mm-hmm. So we put that on here, you know, like this, ran it through our die cutting machine. Mm-hmm. So we'll get those out of the way.
Alrighty. Then just used a little bit of the green glue. I like to put mine right down here. Just kind of follow that sort of semi-outline of what you have. And I sort of like the plaid. Mm-hmm. So then you overlap the ends. It's not the same size as your card base or your quarter sheet. And then I just tried to put it where the wheels are going to go. Mm-hmm. Like that. Just make sure that's pressed down real good.
And again, the nice thing with using the Tombow glue is you have that wiggle room, so you can get it positioned exactly where you want it.
Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, you can see how it sort of overlaps. So then I just take my snips and just follow that quarter sheet. It's always harder when you get to the end of a long strip. Okay, and there you have that.
So is it not the cutest thing? Oh, look how cute it is.
They look like they're having fun.
They are having fun.
Yeah.
Okay, So now she's going to color with Stampin' Blends, and let me just tell you, she is way better at this than I am. She is super talented, and that's why I kind of coerced her to do this, because she has mad skills. Let me just say that she's really good at
You're too kind.
using the blends. So watch a real artist in action.
No. I know everybody likes to do this a little bit different. I like to start with the dark color first, and I like to use the pointier end or the smaller end instead of the brush end. And sometimes I look at the stamp and see what, to me, what looks like it might be a little bit darker. And the stamps are nice because they have some of these things already outlined for you. So I just kind of go in and do that. I like to do some of the edges that way too. Some of the back, like if the ears behind them. So I like to make that a little bit darker. So I'll just go along and sort of color in those areas first.
And sometimes when you're what's nice is Stampin' Up! Kind of gives us a hint because they've created those lines on the stamp, and so that's kind of a sign that that's where you want to add some dark.
Yeah, it makes it easier, if you really can't see that. And then I just sort of like to go and follow just along the side. That's just the way I do it. Maybe I like that a little bit. Maybe a little bit on his foot. Okay, then I'm going to take the light Crumb Cake and then go back in, and once again I like to use the small end. I mean, some people might like to use the brush end, but I don't know. Everybody's a little different, I think.
I like the small end as well. I feel like you have more control.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And just do his ear. I forgot to do his little hands down here. There's these little tiny parts. Then when I'm doing it, I like to go in circles and sort of bring the darker color out into the lighter color. It sort of blends it a little bit. I know I've heard them say too that you're not supposed to do like a real big area because it dries out, but I don't follow the rules very well.
But it's still like I see what you're doing. You're pulling the color into that lighter area, which it's just softening that darker line. That looks good.
Yeah, so it sort of blends it. You don't get the sharpness of that between the dark and the light. And if you keep going over the light too, sometimes it makes it a little bit darker. It just looks like it's a little bit more shaded.
So cute. That's so cute.
He is cute.
Doesn't this card, it just makes you happy.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
It
just puts
cute.
a smile on your face.
Yeah, he's cute. So that's not perfect, but and that's a nice thing. You can always go back in and do a little bit more if you don't really like the way it turns out.
He's cute.
Okay.
Or she. See, same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're whatever.
They're a bear and a bunny.
A bear and a bunny, yeah. So I think next I use the, what do I use? Pale Papaya. And this is the dark. And actually for this one, as I remember, I think I did the light first. I sort of did it backwards of what I normally do. And just kind of go in and color in his sweater. I said his, I guess. I'm thinking it's a he. I guess it just depends, doesn't it? You could put a bow in her hair.
That's right.
On her head and make her look like a girl. Okay, so I just did that real quickly. And then I went back in with the darker one. And I sort of thought, well, I think the light's coming in from this way. So I'm going to pretend that the light's hitting there, and usually when it's light, it's a little bit lighter in shade. So I just sort of did like a little circle thing, or semicircle, arc, whatever. And that makes it look like there's some light hitting the back where the sun would be coming in. And same with the arm. I think I did that a little bit too.
Cute.
And that's a nice thing about the blends. You don't have to be super perfect.
They're pretty forgiving, aren't they?
They are, yeah. So that's all.
That's adorable. I love that. I love how the light's shining in too and creates
just a little bit of a like shadow type thing.
Makes it much more interesting.
Yeah. And then for the band, I'm going to come in with, this is the light Calypso Coral. I just thought it would be nice to have sort of a little, I see, I forgot a little bit of his belly there and the brown right there.
Oh.
I have to go back and do that. And I ran over there, but that's okay. That's what we do.
That's all right. Yep.
And then I came back with the darker one and just, lightly went over. And I purposely left the back of it just a little bit lighter, like that sun is shining in on him.
Cute.
Yeah.
So cute. That's adorable.
And then with the bunny, yeah, I did that with the bunny. I just went in with this light, what is this one? The petal pink. And I just did that with and then did the little bit of her ear.
So cute.
Okay.
So that is an artist at work.
Not really.
Very beautiful. And then do you want me to finish the card or do you want to, Renee?
Oh.
I think we should have Renee come back sometime.
No.
Yeah, see, Renee taught me at the retreat how to use them. She's very talented with the blends. Yes.
Thank you.
Sandra is too. They both are. Okay, so this is Pale Papaya cardstock, and we're going to do some stamping. Let's see, where is that stamp print? Oh, there it is. Thank you. So we're going to just stamp the Friends Like You Make Life a Joy. So cute. And I'm just going to stamp that up here. I hope I don't mess up Renee's card. Okay, Friends Like You Make Life a Joy. And then that's going to be attached. You want to attach that, Renee? Because I'm going to talk about. So then what we did, we thought this was fun. We have, so right now it's Celebration. And so we have, with a $50 purchase, you can get certain things for free. And so one of the things you can get for free are the sheep dies. And so we thought it would be cute. We don't have any sheep on this card, but what we did think would be cute was to use the sun die. It actually even has stitching on it. It's super cute. And then the little like pennant or flag. You could also, there's so many things. You could put a little birthday hat on that guy. There's clouds. There's a lot of different things you could do. There's a balloon, but we chose the little flag and the sun. We just put that right there. So don't think of these dies just as the sheep. There's things you can use on other projects. I'm sure there's a lot of things you could do with the fence and that sort of thing. And then we just did the little flag or the pennant for the little bunny to hold. And that is our card, and I just think it's adorable. And then what we would do is take a piece of, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and we would just line our card with that. So I'll just take my Tombow, and I would probably stamp, you could stamp something like this has a little something for a great person on the inside, or just, I think you could just write a little note, that sort of thing, but there is that. Look how cute. It just, again, this is one of those cards that just makes me happy. So let me bring my other card in. So these are our 2 cards for today. And let us know what you think. And I definitely think we should have Renee come back. I love her talent and very, very talented. You couldn't find a sweeter person. So those are our 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and switch thank you, Renee. I'm going to go ahead and switch my phone back up. Renee has disappeared. Whoops. Sorry. There we go. But if you leave a comment, whether you're watching this on replay or live with us right now, leave a comment, because that's how I pull names to receive these cards that I'm making. So I will do that next Monday. If you're watching via YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very grateful if you do that. I will have the instructions for these or the measurements for these projects on my blog. Usually they go up the next day, so they'll be there tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. And again, I want to thank Renee, our guest stamper today. I look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.